Hello friends, welcome to iQUANTA, and this is the video solution for CAT level RC set 7, and the Facebook members have already gone through the passage, and those who are seeing this for the first time on YouTube, you can pause the screen and read the passage here, and then you have to pause the screen here as well and finish reading the passage. So now that all of you have read the passage, we can start talking about this. The passage is actually a comparison between the printing press and iPhone, that both these were new technologies in their own times, and both these technologies changed the world, or at least claim to change the world. But in the author's opinion, printing press's impact on the world was more apparent and more visible and more authentic. Printing press was the reason behind the French Revolution and the American Revolution, as it revolutionized the speed of information. Before the invention of printing press, people did not get the new idea, new information. It took a lot of time, but after the invention of printing press, they started getting the information immediately, and the news spread very quickly. And also because they got to read new ideas of the already enlightened minds and souls, this made an impact in their world, at the contemporary world at that time, and it made a difference in their world. But Steve Jobs' idea behind iPhone was the same, that he also claimed that iPhone would dramatically change the world, but the author doesn't think that, and he has given his argument towards the end of the passage. But I don't think that I'm still wanting to see that how this iPhone will change the world, and see iPhone can do what printing press did for the religion and democracy. So printing press did something for the religion and democracy as well, but the author is still waiting that if iPhone can make any impact on that or not. And here he also says that the hope of the iPhone and the internet in general was that it would free people in closed societies, but this has not happened. We could not see that result in this and that part of the world, and there you don't see any impact of the iPhone. So these claims could be invalid, and I am not very supportive of these ideas. So basically the passage is about the comparison between two technologies. One technology is of present days technology, and the other technology was in 13th and 15th century. But that technology could have a greater impact on the world around us, but this technology could not have that impact on the world around us as it claimed to have. So this is the content of the passage. Now let's jump to the questions. This is the first question. It says that the printing press has been linked to the internet for which of the following reasons. So here you see that in the first part he says that the Gutenberg printing press, and he says that this was the internet of its day. So whose statement is this? Said the Gabriel de Montmolin, who is the director of the museum where this printing press was kept, or at least the replica of that printing press was kept. So he calls it the internet of that time. And why is he saying this? Because before the invention of printing press, it used to take 4 months up to a year to produce a single book. But after the invention of the printing press in the 15th century, one press could crank out 3000 pages a day. That means it is increasing the speed of production of the information. So before this, producing a book was a challenge, but after printing press, the speed was very rapid and fast. That is why it has been linked with the internet, and it has been called internet of its day. So here it is asking for the reason, that for which reason it has been linked to the internet, and it talks about the rapid access to new information and sharing of new ideas. So because internet today increased the speed of getting access to the information, in the same way printing press in those days did the same thing, and that is why this analogy has been made and this comparison is present there. All these things, though these ideas could be true, that it both represented new and revolutionary technologies compared to the past, yes, it is true, but this is not the reason for which they have been compared. And it both encouraged reading among people by giving them access to thousands of books. Both did this, but that is again not the reason for which the comparison has been made. And it says that both gave people access to pamphlets and literature in several languages. Yes, it is also true, but that was not the reason. The reason was that increasing the speed of access to the information. Both did the same thing, and that's why they have been compared. Now question 2 is says that according to the passage, the invention of the printing press did all of the following except. So if you read the passage carefully, you will find that it promoted the spread of enlightened and political views across the countries, and that is why it was responsible for the American and French Revolution. So yes, it is true. It gave people direct access to authentic and medical information and religious texts. It is also true, and it was also mentioned in the passage. It shortened the time taken to produce books and pamphlets. We just read this in the first passage, that in the first paragraph, that after the invention of printing press, it took only a few hours or days to produce 3000 pages. So yes, it shortened the time. So all three claims have been made in the passage. But this printing press enabled people to perform various tasks simultaneously. No, it has not been claimed about it. Maybe internet might have done this, but not the printing press. And the claim is about the printing press. So this has not been claimed about the invention of the printing press. The question was easy. So this is the answer. This is the third question. It says that Steve Jobs predicted which one of the following with the introduction of the iPhone. So when Steve Jobs introduced the iPhones, he clearly said this. You can go to the passage and read this. That not long after Steve Jobs introduced his iPhone, he said that the bound book was probably headed for history's attic. That means it is going to be a bound book, is going to be a hard copy of books, is going to be a thing of past. That is what Steve Jobs proclaimed immediately after he introduced the iPhone. So the question is very direct, and you can find the answer, that reading printed books would become a thing of past. That is what he has claimed. We just read this in the passage. So it's a direct question. You don't need to infer anything. It is written very clearly in the passage. Question number 4, it says that I am still waiting to see if iPhone can do what printing press did for religion and democracy. The author uses which of the following to indicate his uncertainty? So why he is still waiting to see if iPhone can be as useful for the society, as especially for religion and democracy, as printing press was? So what is the reason for his skepticism? Why he is not believing? And if he says this, so what evidence has he given to support this kind of skepticism? So indicate his uncertainty. The author has used which one of the following? This is the question. So A says that the rise of religious groups in many parts of the world. Actually this is irrelevant because this was not even mentioned in the passage. You must have gone through the passage and you see that the rise of religious groups in many parts of the world is not given in that context. It is not even given in the passage. B says that the expansion in trolling and narcissism among users of the internet. This could be a tempting option choice. Some of you might have gone with this. And C says that the continued suppression of free speech in closed societies. This is also a very tempting choice. Some of you might have also gone with this. And D says that the decline in reading habits among those who use the device. That means the internet. And for this the author is skeptical. This is not very promising. So A can be ruled out very immediately, and D is also talking about the decline in reading habits among those who use the device, that is internet and iPhone. So because of that, the author will still wait to see if iPhone will have any impact or not. So this is also kind of irrelevant and not very sound reason. So and this was also not given. Now we are left with these two kind of reasonings, and both these reasonings have been given against the use of iPhone and internet. But which one of these is given to support this one? This could be tricky for some of you, because some of you will feel that for all of that, and then you read this part and then you want to go back and find the reason, and then you might choose this third option, that this second option actually, that the expansion in trolling and narcissism is the reason for which the author is saying this. But no, this is not the reason, and this is not the author has used to to support his claim or to support his uncertainty. Actually this is given in this last paragraph actually, where it says that the hope of the iPhone was that it would free people in closed societies. But I don't think so that it can free people in closed societies, because the failure of the Arab Spring and So, the failure of the Arab Spring and the continued suppression of ideas in North Korea, China and Iran has not borne that out. So, it wanted to do this, it wanted to achieve this, that it will free people in closed societies, but it has not. All these examples have not borne that out. That means iPhone is, because the iPhone is still young, so it has to prove itself, it will get its time. So, now you see that what has he used, what has the author used to indicate this uncertainty, that I still want to see if iPhone can do what printing press did. So, he used this, that the continued suppression of free speech in closed societies, and because of this, about this iPhone has not done anything yet, and iPhone could not do anything yet about this situation. So, I am still to see, I am still waiting to see if it will be, if it will have any impact on the religion or democracy or not. Plus the question is about the religion and democracy, and this option is clearly can be related with the religion and democracy, because only in these two situations and cases you will find the suppression of free speech in closed societies. So, this is more relatable with the given statement, and this is the thing that he has used to indicate towards this kind of skepticism or uncertainty. So, answer is this. So, that is all for now. I hope you got the answers of the passage. We will see you again with the next passage. Thank you very much. Have